Yo, tapping in real quick. UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Caio, Borralho, and we are back in the apex for this one. And this video right here is something light, nothing major. We just gonna run through the card from bottom to top, but we gonna get through it ASAP. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, first fight, Kong versus Victoria. I'm still on the side of Victoria as far as a pick goes, but this should be a complete pass, man. Kong, with the price tag sitting next to her name, unless you're placing a Drake type bet like he does on Izzy, she's not making you any money. It should be a mandatory sprinkle on the dog or a complete pass situation, man. You know what I'm talking about? Ramaska versus Nathan. Both of these individuals have faced the same level of opposition as of yet. It will be up to them to separate themselves from each other as far as levels of opposition are concerned. You know what I'm talking about? When those octagon gates close and they're both making their UFC debuts, it's going to get spicy. I'm still on the side of Ramaska as far as a pick goes, but it's a complete pass as far as bets and parlays, unless we're talking about like a fourth leg off of our three-leg foundation base and swap out options. You know what I'm talking about? Jacqueline versus Josiane, low level women's MMA. Jacqueline does possess a few physical attributes: height, reach, speed, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm talking about? And I do side with her to do the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes to secure the split decision. But with that being said, they both not done well when they've taken that slight step up to the next level of opposition. But with that being said, I do feel like Josiane has faced the slightly higher level of opposition. So it is what it is, and it's women's MMA. It should be a complete pass, unless it's a swap out option off that three-leg foundation base that I'm going to mention in a few minutes, man. You know what I'm talking about? Borralho versus James. Proceed with caution, man. Like, you have to proceed with caution on these first 4 fights. Out of these first 6 fights, you need to proceed with caution on 5 of them. Kong versus Victoria, Ramaska versus Nathan, Jacqueline versus Josiane, Borralho versus James. You know what I'm talking about? There's a night where Borralho crashes, closes that distance, clips and disconnects James from his consciousness and secures the victory like that, because I personally believe that's the only way he secures the victory. I'm still on James as far as a pick goes, and James is a slight dog. You know what I'm talking about? So that's 3 dogs out of the first 4 fights so far, but we are in a doghouse, so it is what it is. I didn't know the money line on Ramaska when I made that pick. I did know the money line on James when I made that pick. But proceed with caution, man. Zach and Jose. Zach's one of my 3 legs for my foundation base that I'm going to build my parlays off of, you know, swap out options for the 4th legs and situations like that. You know what I mean? Where I'm going to start from when I want to make my haymaker. Zach's part of that. I'm highly confident that Zach gets this one done. He's going to produce the absolute, he's absolutely going to produce the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes if it goes the distance, in my personal opinion. But I really see him wrapping this one up inside the distance. Either way, he's still the pick, and I'm confident in the kid. You know what I'm talking about? Then Dennis versus Francis, man. You know, I was on the side of Dennis prior to the money line dropping when he got this new replacement matchup with Francis. And I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm not going to switch anything out this week. It is what it is. It's another one that you need to proceed with caution. I don't know how anybody can be confident. I think they both have good teams. You know what I'm talking about? Getting them ready. Good individuals surrounding them, preparing them for these matchups. And for Francis to win it, he's going to have to be able to secure those takedowns while keeping it highly competitive on the feet, staying safe on the feet, and not getting clipped. You know what I'm talking about? Because Dennis does possess the power in this matchup, man. And I still do believe, although Francis, comes from a good team, Dennis does as well. And I do believe his takedown defense will hold up enough to keep it on the feet. And it's all about who does the better body of work over the course of 15 there. And I still feel like Dennis will land the more significant and powerful shots. But it could go any which way, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's why he's nowhere near any of my locks. Danny was one of my locks. He was the 4th leg of my foundation base this week. But with that being gone, I'm down to 3 because I'm not confident in another one to lock him up. It is what it is. Proceed with caution on Kong versus Victoria, Ramaska versus Nathan, Jacqueline versus Josiane, Borralho versus James. I feel like you're safe with Zach against Jose. And proceed with caution against Dennis versus Francis. My pick is still Victoria, Ramaska, Jacqueline, James, Zach, and Dennis. But, boy. Main card, Edmund versus Gerard, GM3. It's still Edmund for me, you know what I mean? I believe he's a safe pick. I believe his takedown defense will hold up, and he will most definitely produce the better body of work over the course of 15 minutes in the striking department. So he's, you know, the second leg to my three-leg foundation base that I'm building off with this week, you know what I mean? Neil versus Michael, proceed with caution, man. My pick is still Neil, you know what I mean? But, it is what it is. There's a night where Michael wins, you know what I'm talking about. And I really just believe you need to proceed with caution. Khan versus Marion, it's another one where they're both making their UFC debuts. I don't know how you can really be that confident in either side. Neither guy has really faced the higher, you know, the highest level of opposition. You know what I'm talking about? And I do side with Marion to do the better all-around body of work over the course of 15 minutes, but that shit could go the other way. Proceed with caution. Robert versus Ryan, you know what I mean? I'm still on Robzilla to get the job done, but proceed with caution. Angela versus Tabitha, I'm still on Angela to get the job done, but proceed with caution. And Caio and Jared, I'm still on Caio. He's the third leg to my foundation base, man. So Zach, Edmund, and Caio, where I'm building from. That's where I start from. I don't start with one individual. The one individual that I start from starts after them. That's my starting place. You know what I'm talking about? It is what it is, man. I'm on Victoria as a dog. Ramaska, obviously, as a dog as well. Jacqueline's, oh no, a favorite. James is a dog. Zach is a favorite. And Dennis is a dog. Edmund's a favorite. Neil's most definitely a dog. Marion's a favorite. Robzilla's a favorite. Angela and Tabitha are like even money. And Caio's a favorite. I can see a night where Caio secures the victory, as well as Tabitha, Michael, Edmund, Francis, Zach, Borralho, and Nathan. I can see this shit going, you know, a little left. But with that being said, you know, it's all about your placement. And I feel like Caio, Zach, and Edmund are perfect placement together, and they still give us a plus money number to start from. After that, it's pretty much pick your own poison where you go from there. You know what I mean? I like who I like. If you like who you like and you're confident, then add them to that base and continue to build. If you're not confident, but you're confident in those three, then from those three, begin your multiple swap out options. You know what I'm talking about? I'm the fuck up out of here, man. And that's that with that. It's a wrap. Enjoy the fights. I hope everybody cashes a bag. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.